What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Cam ATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and comment anything in the comment section just to show your love and support. I appreciate it. I hope you guys had an amazing week 4. We did over here finally. It was a fantastic week 4, as well as crushing college football once again on Saturday. Just to reiterate and remind you guys, everybody who's an NFL member, for our weekend packages gets Thursday slate covered, Thursday showdown, gets college football on Saturday, gets the main slate on Sunday, gets Sunday night primetime and showdown, and Monday night. All right, that's everything you get. So hit up greenlightdfs.com, join the squad. Let's go ahead and do week 5 how we did week 4 and have a good one. If everybody saw my first look video from last week, then you know I loved Odell Beckham. He ended up being the absolute reason why it was a very good week for your boy. So Odell Beckham went off. Let's go ahead and try to find that another player that's low owned that we can get into this first look lineup. To help you guys really get some money. All right. Now, as always, this first look lineup, I try to lean more a little bit GPP in this first look build. Remember, this is gut. I've done some research. I've spent a few hours on some research to get the first look together. But as the week goes on, I'm going to spend countless hours on it. So by Sunday, it could be different. But this is the first look at it. Remember to come back at the end of the week. On Friday morning, I usually post my final look. So that'll be going position by position, breaking down everybody. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification next to subscribe so it lets you know when I post my videos. Let's go ahead and get straight into this, man. Starting off at quarterback. Right now, the way to go and the way to succeed in DFS is to pick on Dallas's defense. Plain and simple. All right. Now, I hate doing this, but in GPP, I really love this. Daniel Jones. All right. Now, Daniel Jones has been okay. He's been, he's had one game under 10. The rest of them been over 10, which isn't great. You don't really want 10 out of him. But this matchup here against Dallas is a really good one. Look at the defenses he's faced so far. Pittsburgh, Chicago, San Francisco, and the Rams. Now he gets to go against Dallas, who is the worst in the league secondary wise. Their defense is atrocious. New York Giants are big underdogs, so he's going to have to throw the ball a ton. Same kind of situation as Fitz last week. You know, the same reason we liked Fitz is because he was going to fall behind and throw a lot to try to catch up, and he ended up being able to hit value because of that. Daniel Jones, same situation. I think Daniel Jones has the potential to really smash here. And if you look at last year, I know he had some big moments. 39 against Tampa Bay, 32 against Detroit, 34 against the Jets, 38 against Washington. So he has that huge 35 plus DK fantasy point upside. This offense is banged up, yes, but he's got a few weapons here, and I'm going to talk about one of his weapons when we get to wide receivers that I think he's going to connect with a lot, and I really, really like this situation for Daniel Jones. Lock him in at quarterback here at the first look. Really, really like him. All right, now, running back, I'm going to start off with my boy Ezekiel Elliott. Now, Elliott's been kind of the, stepchild in this offense so far. I mean, he's done well still. 27, 23, 17, 21. Like, he's doing well. He still was getting over 20 carries the first 2 games of the year. But then the last 2 games, because they have fallen behind so big, he's only gotten 14 and 12 carries. The best part about this, though, is regardless of game plan, Zeke is going to be involved, whether they fall behind, whether they get up. I think this is more of a Zeke game. I expect over 20 carries here. I expect a few touchdowns out of him. He's still going to get his 4 to 5 catches. I love Ezekiel Elliott here against the Giants. It's a fantastic matchup against the Giants squad that gave up over 20 to David Montgomery. So, solid matchup for Ezekiel Elliott, especially with the way the game script is. You have to expect that Dallas is going to get up here at home against the Giants, which is why I love Ezekiel Elliott to be grounded and pounding when Dallas gets up, and then Daniel Jones have to throw a ton to try to catch up. So I love that combination. All right, next up, I got to go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This dude has been very, very solid this year. He's a solid running back in general. They obviously want to get him involved very well. The Chiefs, as of right now, are over 12-point favorites against the Raiders. What does that mean? That means they're going to use a lot of the ground game. Helaire should see 20-plus carries, and in the 2 games where he has seen 20 or more carries, He has done well. 25 carries against Houston. He got 138 rushing yards and 22 DraftKings points. Against Baltimore, he saw 20 carries, 64 rushing yards, and 18 DraftKings points. I'm expecting 20 or more DraftKings points here out of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And on to top it off, the Raiders have been one of the worst, actually the worst run defense in the entire league, giving up a ton of yards per carry, just giving it up like crazy. Okay, 28 to McCaffrey, 38 to Kamara, 19 to Sonny Michel, and then 18 to Devin Singletary last week. Clyde Helaire is a fantastic option, and I will have a lot of him this week. At wide receiver, I want to start off with the guy I want to pair with Jones, and that's going to be my boy Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton seems to be his favorite target, Daniel Jones' favorite target. This entire season, you got 8 targets week 1, 6 targets week 2, 7 targets week 3, 7 targets week 4. They obviously want to target him well, okay? Now, Daniel Jones has had some problems because, the defenses he's been facing have been solid, but this one's not. This secondary is really, really banged up, and they're giving it up. They just gave up almost 40 to Odell. They gave up 40 to Lockett. They are giving up on average 40 DraftKings points the last 2 games to wide receivers. All right, so expect Darius Slayton to have a solid game here. Really like him at only 4.8 as being an option to be able to pair with Daniel Jones. Like I said, he's a guy who's going to get you 7 or more targets. And against Dallas, I'm expecting him to get in the end zone here and to get his 7, 8 targets, 6, 7 catches, and have a solid game here. So I really, really like Darius Slayton. Next up, there's a few options you can go here. You can go DJ Moore or Robbie Anderson. I don't care either one. I know Robbie Anderson has been the one who has been dominating, but DJ Moore is the guy who, for most of the time, you expect him to get more of the targets in this offense. Like if you look at the targets overall, he is one of the higher targeted receivers this year so far in the entire league. I believe he's like 10th or so at getting targets. Now in a matchup where they're in a dome in Atlanta, this is a game that I want a lot of exposure to because it's in a dome in Atlanta. A ton of offense is going to be happening here because both defenses suck. So expect DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson to both have solid games. You can go with either one. Whichever one your gut is yelling at you, you can go either one. Honestly, it's all good with me. I'm going to go DJ Moore solely on the fact that the last few weeks, Robbie Anderson has gone off and DJ's only got 8 both weeks. I'm expecting DJ to bounce back here in a big way and get over 20. All right? Now, here's my sleeper of the week. We were all over him for the showdown the last time the Jets played on that showdown slate, and I'm on him again. Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith made his debut, so I got some insider info on the showdown slate that told me that he was warming up with the starters with the Jets before that showdown game started. I already had my line made and posted on the site and everything. I saw that information. I saw that Jeff Smith was expected to start. I knew that Jeff Smith was highly loved in this offense, on this team in general through the offseason. He's dealt with some injuries. Now, in his first game back, he looked fantastic, and we had him in our line at only $200 on that showdown, and he went for 15 DraftKings points, 9 targets. This Jets offense is desperately in need of a playmaker, and they got it with Jeff Smith. This dude looks legit. 9 targets, 7 catches, 81 yards against Denver. Now he gets to go against Arizona, where the Jets are big underdogs here. I absolutely love Jeff Smith, and I will have a ton of him at Bearman 3000. I'm hoping nobody else talks about him, so only you guys who watch me will play him. But Jeff Smith is my sleeper of the week at only 3K. Absolutely love him. Fire him up as your third wide receiver, and he's fantastic. He should not be 3K. With the amount of targets he's going to get in this Jets offense, who is missing playmakers, I expect his targets to stay up there. He's going to be a starter, going to be out there for a lot of plays, and it's a solid matchup being behind at home in New York. All right. Let's go tight end. Tight end, I have the money, so I'm going to roll with Darren Waller. Darren Waller is expensive, yes, but it's a game where the Las Vegas is behind big. We have the running back, so the game script we're expecting here is Kansas City to get up solid, use a lot of Helaire, get Helaire in the end zone a few times, hopefully, and then run that back with Las Vegas, the Raiders having to throw a lot to catch up, and it being a ton of Darren Waller. We know already Darren Waller is going to be one of the higher targeted tight ends in this entire league. When they're big underdogs facing a defense that can be gotten, Hunter Henry got almost 15 against them. They can be gotten against tight ends, and this is obviously their favorite guy. Waller is a super athletic, amazing tight end. He got 12 targets last week, and that's what I'm expecting again. 10-plus targets here against KC, and they try to keep up game, having to throw a ton here. I really love Darren Waller here in this one. At the flex, I like a few players in this game. I talked about it already. Mike Davis, I'm sticking with him, man. Plain and simple, because the dude's been one of the higher targeted outside of Ezekiel Elliott. Mike Davis is up there. Top 3 in the entire league at targets per game. All right, Mike Davis is literally being used in the Christian McCaffrey role. He got 16 carries last week, a touchdown, 84 rushing yards, 6 targets passing, 5 catches against Arizona. Now he gets to go against Atlanta, who just historically struggle at stopping pass-catching backs. Mike Davis, once again, is going to have a very solid game here. I'm calling it again. 23-22 the last 2 games. I think he does even better than that. He faced the Chargers and got 23, who is a solid defense this year. Arizona has played okay defense. He got 22. I'm expecting 25 or more against Mike Davis. I think he goes off here in a game where this is just going to be a shootout, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Mike Davis will be able to do whatever he wants on the ground and whatever he wants through the air. I expect Atlanta to be able to score at will, too. At home in their dome, that offense is normally clicking. To run it back, I do like Russell Gage as a run back because I believe he's like 5'1", so he's a solid run back option money-wise. So, yeah, I love that game. I want to reiterate that. Last but not least, leaves me at a perfect amount to go ahead and go the Baltimore Ravens going against Cincinnati. The Ravens are big favorites here. They're favored over 13, almost 14 points. They're at home in Baltimore going against a rookie quarterback. Plain and simple. Now, Burrow has been solid. He's got potential. He's going to be a great quarterback one day, but he's still a rookie, and this Ravens defense is solid. I'm expecting them to get to him early and often, and when Burrow's trying to do a lot to catch up in this game when they're behind, I'm expecting Baltimore to be able to take advantage of that and maybe get a pick or two. All right? So the Baltimore Ravens is the defense that I really, really love. And that's it. Look at that. We got straight to the point. We're at the 12-minute mark right now. We got Daniel Jones going against that horrible Dallas secondary. Dallas should get up easy. Running that back with Ezekiel Elliott. Clyde Edwards-Helaire in a game where Kansas City also should easily win here, get up big, and Helaire just do a lot of damage on the ground. Slayton to pair up with Daniel Jones. DJ Moore in that Carolina-Atlanta game. That's one of my favorite games to target fantasy-wise. Jeff Smith is our sleeper of the week. Shh, don't tell anybody else. Keep it on the low. Let's try to keep this as low-key as we can. Jeff Smith is a beast, and on a Jets offense that needs some help. They need some milk. All right, and he is their milk, okay? If you get what I'm saying. All right, Darren Waller, great play going against Kansas City. Going to be behind, like I said, throwing to keep up. Love the run back of Helaire with Waller. And then Mike Davis, another exposure to that game. Like I said, if you want some Atlanta run back on the other side, I do like Russell Gage, point per dollar. And then Ravens defense at home in Baltimore going against a rookie quarterback. Huge favorites, almost 14-point favorites. Absolutely love the Baltimore Ravens D. And that's it, y'all. Thank you for joining me as always. GreenlightDFS.com. Join the squad. Remember, in the final look video, we're going to do that predicting the highest scorer against. Somebody's going to get $100 from your boy. Predict the highest scorer. Nobody got it last week. It ended up being Joe Mixon. That's ridiculous. Joe Mixon ended up being the highest scorer. Nobody even guessed his name. So, yeah. We'll do that in the final look video. So come back for the final look for sure. Drop that like. Subscribe to the channel. And let's get this money. I'm out. Peace.